Hey guys, Rexasaur here and welcome to Update Monday on the 30th of December 2024, the final Update Monday of this year. Hope you guys had a good Christmas. Christmas here was fairly quiet. It was just Hannah and I. We watched a bunch of movies together. We watched some cool movies. They were all pretty good. And we had lots of presents and it was very nice. And I hope everyone else got gifted lots of presents and it was very nice for them too. I had a very busy week. I'm sure everyone has this Christmas. I am currently suffering from, the lapse of a cold. It really hit me 2 days ago and I'm slightly better now. Yesterday was getting better and better. I got it from my nephew. Cheers, mate. He is less than 1 year old, so can't really fault him. But yeah, definitely got it from him. He was coughing everywhere. He was a child. It wasn't. It was intense and short bout of cold, so it's still a little bit phlegmy. So if there are edits in this video, it's because I'm coughing or sneezing or all manner of different reasons. Another important factor of this video: this is the first Update Monday recorded on my new computer. It arrived last Friday. I was panicking over its arrival because if it was to arrive on the weekend, I was busy, so I wouldn't have been able to be there to pick it up, which would have caused havoc. But luckily it arrived on Friday, fairly early, so I was able to set it up before going out on the Friday to do some Warhammer. It is a beast. The 4070 Super graphics card is fucking huge compared to my little itsy bitsy 2070 that I had. But yeah, it is the first time that I have, let's go for the computer woes first. There aren't many, but one of the big ones was that I was intending in putting the SSD from my previous computer into this one. However, due to the way the motherboard is designed, there aren't any reachable, and this is the big one, reachable SATA slots, which meant that transferring my SSD over was requiring me to undo a lot of the cable management that had been done by the person who put together this PC. And considering that the motherboard has 3 possible M2 slots, I was like, I might as well use one. So unfortunately it meant that the SSD that I had, it was only there for gaming, it was my storage for all my video games, so I'm not really fussed about it. I've got myself a new SSD which is storing most of my games now. And is also where this video is going to be on. All my editing will be doing on that one. So it was the first time installing one of those. It was incredibly easy. And as someone who enjoys putting things together, I play Warhammer. I do Lego, Bionicle when I was younger. It felt very satisfying just to put things together. I'm going to be taking apart my old PC just to see how it works. I know that a lot of modern systems don't really utilize the same. It's similar, but there's a lot more wires in this one coming off of things and stuff. But I guess I'll see. The idea to that is just literally to figure out how it works, because there's nothing easier than putting something apart to find out how it works. It'll just be a bit of fun. But that was the big thing. So the next big upgrade I need to do is my monitors, which are still just 1080p monitors, HD. So the next thing to get is going to be a 1440p or 4K. And we'll see what happens with that, but that's later this year. Spent too much money. So yeah, it's basically that. It's been a busy week. So since last Monday we had a gas man come. He checked our boiler. Boiler is fine. It's very old. He was actually really surprised that the boiler was still in that good of a condition, considering the make and model is not a great one, and it's quite old and needs replacing soon, because as soon as something goes wrong with it, there's no parts really to repair it, because it's quite an old model. So just regular British landlord things, really. And then Tuesday, I was working for most... Well, I was working Monday, Tuesday, so I can't remember what we did. I don't recognise it from being super interesting. And then Christmas, we watched... So one of my friends from work who came to the wedding, we were talking on the previous week about favourite Christmas films, and she was like, "Oh, have you ever seen The Nativity?" which is a British, very British, BBC film starring Martin Freeman, amongst others. And it's, and I was like, I would never seen it. She's like, "Oh, have you got Netflix?" I was like, "I don't have Netflix." Like, "Okay, I'll bring you the DVD." And I was like, "Okay." So on Christmas Eve, she came, gave us a bottle of wine and the Nativity DVD. So we watched that on Christmas Day. It was the first film that we watched. We enjoyed that. Never seen it. It's very, very British. It's also, you can tell it's a BBC production. It's not like a huge blockbuster film thing, but it was very cute and quaint, and just all in all, just a really nice film to watch. We had a lot of laughs. Then we watched Die Hard, which was a good film. Very, very different atmosphere completely, but very fun. And then we finished the day watching The Santa Claus, which I'd never seen all the way through. I know every single British person watching this who has ever been to a primary school, maybe even early secondary school, has seen definitely the first 30 to 45 minutes of The Santa Claus, but never all of it, unless they've seen it outside of school. And I had never seen it outside of school, because I grew up in a French family, so we watched French Christmas films. So yeah, it was a good film. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of law-related questions, which Hannah was like, "Just watch the rest of them," and I was like, "Okay." So might do that at some point in my life. Probably when I have kids. Yeah. It was good. It was good. In terms of gifts, presents, and things, I was very lucky, fortunate, privileged. I got a new backpack, which is actually right here. I'm gonna bring it up just because it's arm's reach. I got a backpack. You can't actually see any of it. It is a Critical Role backpack. You can't see the symbol. It's here. It's right there. Why are you looking at me?
Show the inside?
You can't see the inside either. It's got a cool pattern. This camera is really not superb. Anyway, it's a D&D inspired one. Critical Role, big D&D show, corporation thing. So, to replace my old backpack, which I had since I was 16. So... survived a long time, I guess. So new backpack, it's been doing well. I got 15 pairs of socks, 14 on Christmas Day and an extra one on Boxing Day from my brother and my sister-in-law, which I'm very happy about because I needed more socks because my socks are slowly falling apart. Next year I will be asking for underwear to replace all the underwear that are falling apart. Why not? Welcome to being 30. Got several board games, which we've yet to try any of them. We did our board game from our wedding on the 26th. We got a board game called Camelot, which I think I probably haven't discussed it because I don't think Update Monday was going on by then. For my bachelor's, we went to Nottingham, we went to Warhammer World, but then afterwards we basically just had a really quiet night in. And we played a bunch of board games whilst drinking questionable amounts of alcohol, depending on the person's ability to maintain that. So we played a game called Camelot, which is like a horse. It's a camel racing game. So think race horses, and you're just betting on these camels, and whoever wins basically is the person with the most money at the end. It's very funny because the camels go one way, but then there's two crazy camels that go the other way, and then they can like hop on top of each other and then get brought forward. Very fun game. So we played that, but yeah, got a bunch of board games. Got some dice. I got a Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt from my mother-in-law, which is like an official, I've got the thing here, is like an official United States Postal Service D&D merchandise. So they did like a stamp thing for the 25th or 30th or 40th anniversary of D&D. I can't remember the anniversary, but yeah, so I got a purple worm stamp and a t-shirt that is basically just a big stamp like logo. Bought myself a computer. What can you do? Yeah, and then a few bits and bobs here and there. Got discount on some shoes. I got a bunch of sweets, socks and more socks. Yeah. If I forgot something, then I apologise. Oh, I got a Gundam from my brother, so I'm going to put that together. He built one quite recently and was really surprised by how fun and easy it was, because it doesn't require any glue or anything. So he was like, you should try these, and got me one. So yeah, that'll be fun to try out. But that was Christmas. I hope you guys got what you wanted, and if you didn't get what you want, a way to get what you want. Then 26, so my brother and my sister-in-law and my plague-ridden nephew came. And yeah, it was good fun. We have been playing over the last 2 years. I have from my childhood a Dungeons and Dragons board game, which is like 15. Effectively, it's just a bunch of boards with reversible sides that you can create a dungeon with. And there are 15 levels in the printout. We've been playing through it over the last 2 years. Luke and Hannah playing, and I'm dungeon mastering, which is basically just doing all of the monsters and all that. And we had intended to do that. We're on the final level. We only got halfway because it is a big level, which means we have to do another one. But we had intended to finish it on 26, but also there was a lot going on. There's a baby now, all this stuff. So didn't finish it, but that was fun. And then we played Camel Up after. And we just had a nice chat, nice food, nice company. It's good. It's good to see him again. That was the 26th. And then 27th, my PC arrived, so that was the big thing for me. Putting that together, installing things on it, getting things up and running. And then in the evening, I went to play Warhammer with Andrew, my friend Andrew. Nice, chill game, really, really fun. I was on the back foot very early and came back swinging. Unfortunately, there's only 5 turns in a game of Warhammer 40,000. If there had been a 6th, I probably could have pushed it through. I made some very poor target decisions. If I had targeted units differently, or more, if I had like finished off units, I basically lost a lot of victory points through leaving units just like with 1 or 2 models. So that was to my detriment, so I lost in the end. But it was really good fun. It's always fun playing Andrew. He's such a funny guy, and it's just really, really fun to... It's always a good time. Regardless of what's happening, it's always a really good time. Yeah, and then we went out for a Mackey's and had a nice little chat, and it was good. So I'm not going to be seeing him now until like after New Year's, but because we've got Vason. He's one of the ones I play Vason with. That's starting back up on the 11th, so that'll be good fun. Nope, on the 8th. I'm looking at December still, on the 8th. Yeah, that was good fun. That was basically that. And then Saturday, me and Hannah went to meet my mother, and we went to go see Hamilton, which was playing at Cardiff Bay. It was a matinee performance. We went to Las Iguanas. So this is, bear in mind, this is like the evening of Friday into like the whole of Saturday. I was feeling awful. with this illness that my nephew had departed onto me. So I was like, sneezing, tissues full, pockets, all this stuff. But we went to Las Iguanas, which is really nice. I say really nice. It is nice, definitely. It's like I had a really good meal. Probably would have enjoyed it more if I hadn't been ill. And yeah, the company was good. It was quite empty, but that was to be expected on 27th of December, really. Sort of in between these two big like holiday things. We went to see Hamilton, very good production. Love Hamilton. This is the second time I'm seeing it live and third time I'm seeing it overall. And yeah, it's just such a good show. I was a little bit disappointed by Aaron Burr, the actor who played Bert. He wasn't bad at all. Like, he's incredibly talented, and in the second half he was much better than in the first half, but he lacked a little bit of like that punch that Burr usually has. And Aaron Burr has some of the best songs, in my opinion. They're my favourites. So I felt a little bit, I don't know, a little bit not disappointed, but like I've seen a better one. But that could just be because I got lucky and saw a really good one in the live performance when we went to London. So I don't know, but overall fantastic show, still incredible, still great. Go see it if you haven't seen Hamilton before. It's well worth. It's such a great show, and it was nice to be able to bring my mother. And my mother invited us actually, but me and my mother have a deep connection and love of musicals, so it was great being able to share that with her and see her reactions. She really likes period drama pieces, so the attire of these people, she was already like, oh my god, these people are dressed fantastically. And she was really enamored with the set as well, the set design, and the fact that they were using the set a lot in their like numbers, and all of the backing dancers and the extras and things were always doing something. And she was like, she found it that in musicals sometimes it's always focused very much on the main cast, and the backgrounds are kind of lost, they're not really important. But here she was really like, she really enjoyed the fact that everyone was always doing something and there was always something to look at. So yeah, it was, I'm glad that she appreciated it and we could have a good time together. Yeah, and then Sunday came, and that was yesterday. Yesterday went back to Firestorm, played some Warhammer with Richard. I was picking up my Chaos again, and he was playing his Orcs and Goblins, although a very different list to the first list I went up against. And I played quite a different list to the one that I originally played also. I very much went with a much stronger, more competitively lined list than I would usually do, but I wanted to see what was possible, especially because the list that Richard was running up until now, he was running a nomadic war list, which was very strong. It was very, very difficult to keep up with because of how fast it was. And also I had really bad luck last time I ran into it. So I had anticipated that you'd be bringing something similar, and you ended up not. But I don't regret bringing the list that I did, because I feel like I needed a win. But also it allowed me to see the strengths of my army, whereas because the last time I played them was the first time I played them, I wasn't really understanding the strength of the list. I was kind of lacking in every department. There was very few things that were good. There was like Twinkles, it was like I kind of understand, and here it was very much I know what I'm doing, I know exactly what's going on, I know what's going on. And it was like a torrent. I like started as a little wave which kind of just got big and just kept going. And yeah, he was very much powerless to stop me. There was a near the end of the game, some of his units started to push back, but it was much too late by then. I did get incredibly lucky. I got really lucky. Some of my dice rolls went my way, but mostly his dice rolls did not go his. There was a point where he rolled like 15 dice and only one of them like hit. and then after that you didn't even wound. So yeah, there was some really, really swingy dice rolling. I don't think, yeah, it was really detrimental. But there were other things, like I definitely think I outmaneuvered him when it comes to my magic and my unit placements. My wizard did exactly what he was supposed to do, which is just make his magic never work. So every time he was trying to cast a spell, I was denying him, I was making it difficult for him. And then it allowed my Chaos Lord to just keep going in combat. And effectively it was very similar to how his Wyvern Lord destroyed his previous opponent by just hopping through units. That's what my Chaos Lord was doing at the end. And it very much, I understand why those models are so oppressive in the meta, and I understand why they're not fun to play against all the time unless you have your own. So yeah, but it was good. It was fun. I think his army list was fun and varied, which I think is one of the really cool things about just the visual aspect of Warhammer, is how varied the units can get. I think it was at a detriment to him. I didn't think he had enough focus in places, and when we got into the battle there were certain aspects of, oh, do your units have this, and they didn't because he had to put points elsewhere, and it very much meant that his units were not as durable or reliable as they could have been, which happens. But it means that I break my 4-loss streak, and I also break his 4-win streak. So it's good to have a good end to the year. But it was good fun. We had fun. I know that he had fun as well. He's going to be making a battle report about it, because he made one with his previous opponent, and I really, really enjoyed that. So I was like, yeah, let's do another one. Yeah. Not knowing that I was going to absolutely wipe the floor. I won quite handily. It was, so the way, like if this was competitive, the way that competitive works is it's a scale of 20 to 0, with it always being 20 points in the match. So a draw would be 10-10. If your opponent concedes, it's 20-0. In this case, it would have been 19-1, because he got 200, like just over 250 points killed, but I got his whole 2,000 points. Because he got over 200, he gets one at least. So, but it was, yeah, it was not close really. Yeah, my units very much punched really well above their weight, and then my Lord did exactly what he was supposed to do, and my Wizard did exactly what he was supposed to do. So I gave him some recommendations. I really think that the strength of Orcs and Goblins is in numbers, and his Boar Boys were very dangerous in Nomadic because they got a lot of bonuses. Nomadic War being a cavalry-based formation, and this was just a grand army, so they didn't get that bonus and they suffered for it. So I don't think he's going to be bringing them next, and they were a big point sink. So now he's got a lot of points freed up. He can give like shields to things. He can get himself other units. A second wizard would be really, really useful. But we'll see what happens next year. Should be a lot of fun. I'm really, really looking forward to another year of Warhammer. And yeah, next year's going to be fun. I'm going to be participating in some tournaments in a league, mostly with 40k. I'm hoping to do some more tournaments, some actual tournaments with Old World, with Richard, either doubles or both applying to go to a singles together, like in the same tournament. That should be a lot of fun. And yeah, should be good. That's basically it today. We are going to go see my friend Cameron. We're going to go to Wagama Mars. We want to go to our hot pot place that we found, but it's closed on Monday. And it's closed tomorrow because New Year's Eve. So, oh well. And other than that, it's going to be a quiet week. I'm back in work on Thursday. So, yeah, pretty quiet. So, yeah, tomorrow I am making the New Year's Eve meal. So we'll see how that goes. It should be fine. I know how to cook, so it should be fine. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys have a good New Year's. That 2024 brought you all you wanted, all joys, and I know it was difficult for a lot of people. and I'm sure 2025 will be much better than 2024 was. So yeah, see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next year. See you next year for Update Monday in 2025. So I'll see you on the 6th. Yeah. Goodbye. Farewell.